Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over the character of Deressa. Let us begin. Deressa is a formidable figure in the realm of Zeros, having once been the Empress of an ancient empire. Though she is now deceased, Deressa has been placed in stasis within Zeros and has remained there for over a millennia at the age of 32. Despite her young age at the time of her death, Deressa is a formidable opponent due to her mastery of water essence and her ability to use life essence to produce poison-based energies. As a primordial human, Deressa is much taller than most other creatures, standing at a towering 8 foot 7 inches tall. Though her appearance has changed since her death, Deressa was never half snake in life. Instead, her transformation into a snake-like being is likely a result of her failure to complete the trials of the path of soul shaping within Zeros. After being abandoned by Zeth, Deressa has spent her time in Zeros improving her abilities and seeking out another way to return to the realm of the living. Despite her formidable powers, Deressa is not without her weaknesses. As a water essence user, she may be vulnerable to fire or earth essence attacks, and her reliance on poison energies could potentially be countered by those with immunity to such attacks. However, Deressa is a determined individual, and it is likely that she will stop at nothing to find a way to the living realm and reclaim her place as Empress. Hopefully that's a nice little introduction towards Deressa. Deressa is the second character within the game of Void, and also she is a ancient Empress. Now, Deressa actually comes from the world, if we pull up the map, she actually comes from the Quilnar Desert. Now, Quilnar is home to an ancient empire where the remains of this empire is still scattered around the desert. With Deressa being a primordial human, she has the affinity to the primal essences, not like her human counterpart or opponent, Andril. Andril is earthen essence or earth-based in essence by affinity, by being natural to that essence. Whereas primordial humans can actually pick up a primordial essence very easily and adapt it to that. Andril is earth essence based, or within the actual world of Zeros, he is then binding himself towards shadow essence. This is how he actually gains an upper hand overall. However, with Deressa, she has the ability to control water essence, which within an empire is quite handy if it's situated within a desert, as she can pull the moisture from the water and essentially desalinate for her kingdom. Other ways in which she is a formidable opponent when it comes towards Deressa as a whole is her ability to use life essence as well. Now, life essence and water essence can be combined to create either life-based attacks or even corrupting attacks, whereas Deressa is using it more for poison-based damaging abilities. This makes her a formidable opponent, as poisons are quite handy if you can shoot them at afar, like a venom or a poison, and producing those as such. As a whole, within the game of Void, she has some opening dialogue with Zeth. Deressa used to be the companion of Zeth before Andril, and Zeth was helping her through the trials to reclaim her soul. However, after her failure within the path of soul shaping, Zeth had abandoned her within the path of soul shaping, leaving her to her own fate in order to find a new soul to carry through the trials to reclaim their soul, as she proved unworthy when she fell in battle within the path of soul shaping. Within the game, they have some exchanging dialogue between Zeth and Deressa, which was also done by my friend Cassie, who actually did the voice acting for Deressa as a whole, as it's quite handy to have a friend as an actress, as they can help do the voice acting for you. Thank you very much, Cassie, by the way. Overall, when it comes towards in the game, Deressa has a few main abilities when you're actually fighting her. Upon the actual dialogue ending and her boss actually spawning, you have a 30-second timer, roughly, give or take, as it is randomly, where she will erupt the room with rocks. These will damage you and she will bring down the room subsequently throughout the boss fight. As while you're trying to dodge that, you have to obviously damage her to defeat her. That being said, she has a few other abilities, which is her single cast ability, where she will spawn poison darts literally next to your feet and you will have to dodge them. If you are hit, you get hit with a lot of spell damage, and thus you will take more damage overall. Another main ability that she does have is her tail whip ability, and that will just damage you in one sequenced hit. Alongside that, when it comes towards Deressa, she is most likely one of the easiest of the bosses to she is actually one of the easiest bosses to actually defeat. However, I wanted her to have more backstory and dialogue, as I have a few more things to do with this character in the future and I need her to be around overall. That being said, Deressa is one of my prime favourite characters, and I would love to see her storyline progress a bit more further in the grand scheme of Void as a whole thing, as the empire that she ruled over is a very prominent figure in the world of how essence and runes and everything was dictated back in the day and how it's carried on to this date. That being said, have an awesome rest of the day, and you can find all links in the description down below. Overall, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.